Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Christian and I will be your weather host for the next couple minutes. Right now we're looking at kind of a risk for today and then it's going to die off a little bit. So sit back and we're going to go ahead and dive straight on into this. And now we are looking at an enhanced risk through the Central Plains for today through northern Oklahoma, southern Kansas, and into some areas of Missouri. I almost forgot what that state name was. If we go over here and we look at the tornado parameter, it's a really weird tornado threat, but it's only a 2% and it's stretching kind of thin. So it shouldn't be too crazy of a tornado threat, although that threat is still there. We look at the wind threat. Wind and hail is normally, like we always see, it's that main threat. It's going to be 30% significant for wind through that enhanced risk, 15% for that slight risk, and then hail threat is also going to be that 15%. Now, while all that is going on, we do have to pay attention to this area up here. We have a marginal risk right there for right now, but again, this area mainly up here has been seeing a lot of rainfall recently. And the National Weather Service agrees with me. This is the excessive rainfall outlook for today. We have a moderate risk for excessive rainfall and a slight risk. Again, this is areas of Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, even Pennsylvania. And then down here through North Carolina. And then over here, even some portions of Kentucky, Arkansas, stretching through the southern states to the Florida Panhandle. Now, again, we just saw a high risk here the other day, which is very rarely issued for excessive rainfall. But again, the flooding up there, people do need to be prepared for. Here we are on day 2. This is what I meant when these storms will die off a little bit. We have a marginal risk stretching through Pennsylvania and areas of New York, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and the Carolinas, stretching even into a little bit of Georgia and Alabama. And then over here through Texas, New Mexico, and that is Colorado. We have a marginal risk as well. We have general thunderstorms throughout the whole U.S., so everybody except the West Coast, just be prepared for possible rain, spotty showers, thunderstorms, etc. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that this risk will probably be upgraded to a slight risk. We do have that 2% tornado threat in effect for areas of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York, as well as that 5% wind threat and that 5% hail threat for the marginal risked areas. Hail and wind normally mean severe thunderstorms, so like I said, that I would not be surprised if this does get upgraded to a slight risk. And it's kind of looking like we're seeing storms start shifting over to the east coast because we have a marginal risk stretching through the Central Plains, kind of reaching over into the Ohio Valley, and then the northern England states we have a marginal risk as well. That probability for severe weather, which will probably grow by the time we get it to day 1, it's 5% right now. We could probably see some 10, maybe 15% possibly. Before we do get over into today's storms, though, we do need to be monitoring the tropics. Over here near Hawaii, we do have an active hurricane out. Right now, it is a Hurricane 3. It's Hurricane Calvin, with the winds of about 120 to a max gust of 125 miles an hour. This is expecting to de-strengthen and kind of fall apart over Hawaii. But Hawaii is going to be seeing a lot of those storms and possibly flooding from this, so you guys do need to be preparing. Again, it shouldn't be really too crazy hurricane strength. It's going to die off right about here, right before it gets to Hawaii. So you guys just need to be ready for that rain and possibly some storms. We also still have a possible development chance down here. Again, it'd probably head off this way towards Hawaii again. It's a low chance. It's not too crazy of a chance, so we don't need to be too worried about it right now. And over here in the North Atlantic Ocean, we do have Tropical Storm Dawn. He's not supposed to really do anything too crazy, but we can still monitor him just to make sure of that. Now, if we look right here, we have a lot of storms. We have a set of storms over here, a set of storms up here, over here, moving off to the east, and down here towards the south. So we're going to go in and cover all these real quick. About 5 p.m. is going to be the prime time for these storms in Kansas. Vince is already out and storm chasing right now, as well as another storm chaser. But these storms are going to be a small squall line of storms moving off to the southeast. Storms will impact Kansas about 6 to 7 p.m. and they will be pretty strong. Hail is a main possibility, and we do look like we have a little bit of storms firing off back here as well. About 9 p.m., when it starts getting that nighttime, we're going to have a whole line of storms stretching from Brooklyn all the way down here to Woodward. It's going to be a large squall line of discrete storms. Again, not really going to be tornadic discrete, but they will still be kind of by themselves and will produce heavy wind, large hail, and that possibility for heavy torrential rain. As well as that, up here we're going to be having a lot of storms in the Montreal/New York area. This whole area is going to be seeing storms even throughout the night and into tomorrow, so you guys need to be ready for that. By 4 a.m., even though the heating of the day isn't there, these storms are going to be really strong, stretching from Saginaw even down into some areas of St. Louis. It's going to be this line of storms, and so the National Weather Service is even talking about a possible derecho. So again, we need to be ready and be watching this as this moves off. By 7 a.m., as we get some more heating of the day and the morning, these storms will die off. They're not going to be as strong. There will be more scattered showers, so that's looking good. But again, as this day goes through, we're going to be having more storms firing off down here, and we need to be preparing for the area up here, as we will have a line of storms throughout the afternoon firing off right around this area and moving off to the south and both the northeast and southeast. In the morning, this is tomorrow, we're already to tomorrow, Oklahoma needs to be watching out for these storms. Again, possible torrential rain, wind, and hail will be a possible threat. Portions of Kentucky will see probably not too crazy severe, but we'll see some torrential rain, heavy rains, and even a possibility for there to be some wind, but the main threat will be off tonight. We move off to about 4 p.m. We do have storms starting to fire up in the Indianapolis-Cincinnati area right here, and again, these storms are going to start firing off in this area. About 6 p.m. these storms are going to be starting to fire off and moving out. This line of storms will be strengthening. We have storms down here, we have storms over here, we have storms down here. It's going to be, again, this is the reason why they had the whole U.S. on that general thunderstorm risk. If we move over here towards New Mexico, there's storms over here, there's storms down here, and even up here, and there's just little specks. You can see different specks all around the map. There's going to be a lot of rain. By 9 and 10 o'clock, hopefully everything will be moving off to the east. We will have storms from the Kentucky, Ohio area, and they will be moving over to the east coast. Throughout the day, though, we do need to be watching this main area right here for that, again, that 2% tornado threat. So everybody, if you're in these areas, again, it was a little part of Ohio stretching into New York and Pennsylvania. Just be prepared. Not likely, but again, it's possible for there to be a tornado warning even if a tornado doesn't spin up. Besides that, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did release my documentary yesterday, if you guys didn't know. I worked extremely hard on it, so if you'd like to just go over, drop a like, and just watch that, I would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.